Alright, I'm back with another little electronics video. So I finally got these parts in from China, specifically these RGB LEDs. I ordered, it's actually a pretty good deal. I got 50 of them in 2 of these packages, plus tons of resistors for both 5-volt input for each lead and then also for 12-volt. But so I got like 50 of these LEDs plus the resistors on eBay from China for like, I think it was like $14, which is pretty amazing, considering that these typically are $2 a piece if I were to buy them stateside from a local store. So what would have cost me $100 from the store is basically like $14 or $15. But anyways, I've explained these before, but pretty much how these LEDs work is that you can either get ones with common cathode or common anode, being that if it's a common anode RGB LED, it receives power from one source, and then you use like pull-down resistors to vary the output through the various to the R, G, and B elements. But for these, it's a common cathode in that it's actually one ground, and then you just supplied varying amounts of electricity to to the other 3 pins in order to vary the color, to use, the mix the red, the green, and the blue values within a single LED. So I've been wanting to use these to build a variable color lamp or some kind of lighting object, but I think I originally just kind of bit off more than I could chew with coding and whatnot. I was trying to build in like 4 different functions and have the lamp do all these, be able to switch between various functions, and whether it be a programming problem or the physical building of the circuit problem. But basically I couldn't get it to work properly, so I've decided to limit the functionality of the lamp to one function, and that's just like a variable speed shifting between different values. So basically I've gotten that working, and one modification I've made to these LEDs for this setup is I actually sanded them. I think you can kind of tell that these are the ones here in the board, the 3 in the board, I've sanded the tops, because before they were actually sort of shining the red, the green, the blue individually, and I wanted it to be much more diffused, so I actually sanded the tops there. But let me go ahead and show you what functionality I've gotten so far out of the project. I'll plug it in real quick. So plug it in, it starts running, and the LEDs do this initial startup here, and it takes a second for it to start cycling through the RGB values. But here it's actually at the lowest speed, and you'll slowly start to see here as it cycles through colors. I mean, it's pretty slow. So now it's getting some more red value, losing some of the blue values, now shifting into more of like a straight pink or red, and then it'll start adding some green value here and become a little more yellow. What I have set up here is on the Arduino, it's got one of the inputs I'm using is for a potentiometer, so that basically the speed of this shift is dependent upon the value that this potentiometer is passing to the Arduino. So as I turn this, and the speed will increase quite drastically. So this is at its max speed, so you can see it sort of shifting through its color spectrum. Let me turn the lights off here and you can get a better look at it. As you can see, it's basically just going through, through a lot of different color patterns, and then we can kind of turn it back down a little bit, give it kind of a slower movement. But I'll show you kind of how it looks through the diffuser from my previous videos, kind of give you a better idea of maybe some kind of final product. But Looks kind of cool. I'm planning on spacing these out a lot more. You know, kind of getting a hot spot there, but sort of gives you the idea of what this will look like. So pretty excited. I've got all these pieces. As with my previous video I recorded earlier today, I will be running this off of this board, so I'll need to load the code onto this microcontroller rather, and solder up and actually wire up the configuration, hardwire it. But this is just the initial test, so I'm just happy that I've gotten it working as well as I have. So I'll certainly make another video once I get the full operation of the lamp going.